Good afternoon and welcome back to the iCare Group Australia Ipswich Jets after the 80. We're here today shooting at the Jets Leagues Club, the #1 supporter of rugby league in your community. Plenty to cover off on, Blakey. Big week for the club. Some spectacular results we'll cover off on soon. Blakey's back.
Yeah.
He's been on his hiatus. He's got 4 less teeth than he started with last time.
Yeah.
Not just that. What have you been, mate?
Well, they've extracted all the wisdom straight out of my jaw, so I apologise if I'm not as sharp today, but no, it's good. It's good to be back. I had two weeks with a tooth infection. Good to have it out and move on.
You've had a pretty tough start to the year. Well, with this second quarter, we'll call it. You've had a newborn baby, so I'm gonna have a shot in the dark and say sleep hasn't been brilliant, and then you've come back and you've had a quadruple wisdom pull out, whatever that is.
We'll subtitle that.
It's pretty. You've had a bit on.
Yeah. Oh, look, if I complain about the newborn, I think I'll be in the doghouse. Soph's been shouldering a bit of that, so that's been awesome having little Bobby. She was there on the weekend to watch you go around, mate. So
yeah, good.
The great KO Stadium.
And what a game it was actually. It was a game of two halves, as they say.
Yep.
They say in rugby league, but no, big result. You were up there, had the family out there, as you mentioned. Give us a little bit of a review on what your thoughts were, what your take on was it?
Well, obviously I was there live, so I couldn't turn the telly off at half time, but we came out of the gates pretty fast. Was it 28-0 at half time? 6 tries, couldn't kick goals unfortunately, but
no.
It just looked to me like the team really clicked on what they're doing. There's been a bit of chopping and changing throughout that. It was obviously yourself and Lockie got a couple games back to back together, and you could really tell that with some of the sequences of attack you guys came up with. And fortunately for the Dolphins, they started a little bit slow and took too much time to get out of first gear.
Yeah, it's probably a good point to mention. Obviously, with our affiliation model, we get a fair bit of change in and some uncertainty around who's coming back. We welcomed another debutant on the weekend, joined the very luxurious club of the Jets, Jet number 731, Luke Summerton. So he's come a bit of a rivalry, I guess. He's come over from Tweed, which he's been playing for Tweed
across the border.
He's seen the light, they call it.
Welcome.
So he's come over and he made a big difference for us. I thought he really showed what sort of class of player he is and what sort of education he's had around the game. His foundational skills, which is normally a pretty good indicator of your work ethic. His ability to pass the ball and the money really consistently. So
I think a good metric for a dummy half sometimes is when your team performs well, they don't always stand out, but the way they service you guys brings you into the game, and you could tell by that dominance through the middle early on that might have been subtle, but the effects, they were there to be seen on the scoreboard. Yeah,
well, I mean, every player has that responsibility during the game, don't they? Like, to score tries on the edge, you need to get your middle right. It's very hard to score tries when you're not going forward. So we got to give a pretty big rap to our middle for their response. If you rewind a fortnight, we played the Blackhawks up in Townsville. We just couldn't manage to get over our end. So big rap to the boys.
The Stark, actually. What did the GPS clock on your try, Moe? I know Chris Woodbridge ran for 38.1 kilometres an hour.
I think I was 38.4.
Yeah, we have to check that. I think that could be a new fastest player.
I think, I would have been one of the fastest in the comp.
Talk us through that though. When we were playing there, the play before you scored, there was a late offload and it got to Lukey's hands and no one really pushed him. And I remember I was sitting with someone in the crowd and saying like, there was no push on that offload. And then on that next play, similar again, I think Tookie Simpkins took a hit up, got a late offload to Julian, and on that play, you obviously saw that space push through the hole there. Did you notice the play before, or was any?
I don't. Those sort of plays, they're not something you plan for.
Yeah,
Like, that's the footy. I guess that's the organic state of footy. It's like that off the cuff player, probably understanding a bit of who you're playing with.
Yeah.
Like if you got guys in your team like Tookie Simpkins, who's like. He's a profound offloader. If we let him throw offloads when he wanted, we'd have a lot more of them. He's one of those guys we kind of got to go just rein in a little bit. It's probably just knowing your players. I've actually played a lot of football, spent a lot of time with Tookie. I had Tooks back in 2021. I think I was at Tigers at the time. So he's he's come from a rugby background.
Yep.
Those rugby players seem to have a better offload ability.
Yep.
They had that brought into their game at a younger age and taught it into like educated around it. So it's great having those blokes back, mate. They make such a difference. So it was
definitely brought more, I guess, free-flowing footy. On the back of it. You get an offload away and the defence isn't set, and got some players in our team that, Julia Christian. He's one of those players. Sometimes too much shape, too much structure can sort of take away their best attributes. And I thought a couple of those moments yesterday, we seemed to click.
It was great from Tweed. We had a really good week actually. We reviewed our game from Townsville, and we were really honest with each other of what we were missing and where we thought we'd gone off track a little bit. And it's sometimes you just need to hear it to actually realise what you're doing.
Yep.
So it was good, and we changed tack really quickly. We got back into training on Tuesday. We implemented those things that we thought were missing. And I thought that first half of footy was near on a perfect half of rugby league at this level. Like, I reckon it was pretty close to what you could, as good as you could get, by a few goal kicks.
Yeah, I was going to say 4 goal kicks short.
Yeah.
Like it's much more.
No, it was, and it was on the back of, it was really on the back of all those points we reviewed.
Yeah.
And we rectified them pretty quickly.
Dolphins, obviously getting a win over a top 4 team. I probably missing a few guys around that origin period. I thought their halfback, Josh James, he absolute competitor. Not much went their way, but he was always chasing the game, and we'll hopefully run into those guys later on in the year, and
no doubt,
an exciting challenge. But
no doubt.
The girls this week, mate.
Yeah. The BMD girls had a big win, 34-6 over Tweed.
Yep.
They go well. The girls, they back at Goodman on TV. I know a few of them were pretty excited about that actually, about the TV game. I bumped into a few of the girls actually on Saturday. A couple of the girls have kids playing the same team as my son, and they were all pumped up for the TV game. So I hope the girls got plenty of their time. But there was some good footy played down there,
mate. Roger and Billy they've reverse engineered last year. There was a few games last year where we started really well, appeared to run out of gas. Dropped a couple games where you'd probably go into half-time thinking, well, we've got the 2 points here. But this week, again, Tweed scored early, but it just seems like the girls are coming home with a full head of steam. I think they obviously had a week off at their first game as well against Mackay.
Yep.
Mackay, and that was an even sort of first half, and they came home. So it's good to see them closing out some games.
No, they've done well. They've had a big pre-season, and the boys recruited really well. I thought they've made some really key additions to the squad.
Yep.
So that's it's a good indication of probably where the club's at too, that the ability to recruit, and that there's a little bit of, I guess there's a little bit of momentum going, and it normally starts from the top down, and it's sort of, there's a good vibe around the club, and everyone seems to have a little bit of a pep in their step. So, and I think the results are a little bit of a reflection of that as well.
Yep.
So that's always nice, and there's some other stuff happening, like away from, the immediate Jets. Like we had, like you mentioned, we had young Tyler Pereira who played under 19s Origin on the weekend, and I know he's a Titan, but he played with you, not with you, but for you.
Yeah. Played with, wore the green and white.
He wore the green and white, and he so he was down in Sydney, North Sydney Oval.
Yep.
Did you catch any of that?
No, I didn't miss that one. That was good. He started off at fullback, and then at half time, I think there was an injury close to half time. He ended up finding himself on the wing. Honestly, my assessment of Tyler in that game looked like he grew into the game. He had a couple of touches early and a couple of runs, but by the end of the game, it was almost like every set he's coming in for a hit up, and it's almost like by the end of the game, he probably started to realise his potential and that he belongs at that arena, and really excited for him. I believe he's to deal with the Titans to stay there on a permanent sort of basis. And I mean, yourself, once you start getting into that full-time system, you seem to kick on, and you obviously grow when you're able to dedicate that time, and you get more.
You get that exactly right. Like you get that real education full-time education where you're there and you've been able to watch film, and you got some really good mentors around and some experienced guys, experienced coaches who were there, and obviously making a huge investment into this. He will join their top squad, I believe, next year. So that's I think
there might be development into it. But regardless, the fact that he's in there full time, I know it doesn't take Cyril Connell to see that he's got that raw physical ability. He's got that rapid pace. And as he gets those reps under his belt and he gets some quality coaching there and understands his position and a couple of little nuances, the sky's the limit if he keeps working hard.
4,500 people at that game in Orsino.
It's an event. It's funny. It's an event. Like that game used to be a curtain raiser, not an Origin, and you'd have to get to the Origin 3 hours early, and there'd be only families there. But rugby league's in a really good spot when you got the 2 under-19s boys and girls, and you got the State of Origin women's games outranking things on TV, pulling thousands of people in the crowd, and the game's in a great state.
It is, it absolutely is. So I think it's a clean sweep for the Jets this weekend. Our netball girls, Post Plus Cup boys, our BMD girls, all got wins.
It's good to be wearing green and white this week.
It's good to be in Ipswich.
We'll enjoy it till Friday, and then.
And even even one of the girls upstairs, Holly, she even had a win at the Ipswich Cup on the weekend.
Ipswich Cup.
Yeah. She's had a win on the weekend.
We took a massive crew to the cow cutter this year, mate. How'd that go?
Hey, the cow cutter was unbelievable.
Did you win the meat tray?
I didn't win the meat tray. Yeah. I did indulge in the canapes.
Yeah.
And the infamous lady I was speaking about upstairs, Holly, she robbed him for the lucky door prize as well.
Oh, true.
So she got the lucky door prize. She won a horse at the Calcutta. She turned up on Saturday. She robbed the TMB. So Ipswich really is in a good state.
100%. Yep. 100.
That's a wrap this week.
Absolute dribble that.
That's a wrap this week for the iCare Group Australia Ipswich Jets after the 80. Proudly brought to you by the Jets League Club, #1 supporter of rugby league in your community. We're heading off. So stay tuned. We're going over to Physioactive, one of our partners, and catch up with Aidan Lunney, one of the great physios. See you there. Welcome back to the iCare Group Australia Ipswich Jets after the 80. We are in the exclusive studio today, the studio of Physioactive, with Aidan Lunney and Nick Vellacott, 2 of our physios for our Host Plus Cup. Well, actually, you boys, you got some fair responsibility, don't you? You look after the whole club, so the capacity is massive, and there's no 2 better men for the job. Lunney is a partner, Nick as a head physio. Welcome.
Thanks, Molly. Thanks for coming to our house for a change, mate.
I know, it's good. It's good to be here.
It's a good spot.
Mate, this is where the magic happens. I must admit, you fixed my sternum the last couple of weeks, so I owe you more than a podcast in the home ground.
That was a challenge in itself, mate. It's an old sternum. It's busted.
So tell us a bit. Where'd the journey start? You're physio at the Jets now. You're pretty young age really of 29 to achieve what you've achieved so far. How did it all start, and why did you become a physio?
Molly, I think a lot of sports physios come from that ilk of not being, I suppose, good enough to play rugby league, so you get involved in rugby league otherwise. So I found out at a very young age I love sport and I love the human body. So after school, dived straight into an undergraduate degree and then finished, and in that time while I was studying, spent a bit of time with the Colts program over at the Jets with the great Mark Bishop as head coach there, and cut my teeth under Dino and learned a few skills, and then finished my degree, went into the schoolboy zone for a little bit, applied my trade there, and then found myself back at Cup in 2024, and I've been there ever since.
Is that a similar story for you, Nick? A decorated cricketer, I hear. Yeah. So been far and wide to apply his trade with the cricket bat. Is it the same story for you? Why did you join physio?
I've just enjoyed a lot of sport over my time, and had a few injuries growing up, so saw that sort of physio pathway through that, and originally did exercise rehab and worked in a sports physio clinic there for a few years. We did a bit of work with the AFL through that, so that was my pathway into sort of higher level sport and seeing how it all works and what happens, and then went back and did my Masters of Physio a few years ago now, And then from there, just slowly worked my way back into sport. And obviously, working here at the clinic, we've got a good relationship with the Jets, and working side by side with Aidan every day, we can sort of get in and get to footy and enjoy that side of it as well. So still trying to play a little bit of sport as well, but gets hard.
Run us through the cricket career going.
Yeah.
Run us through the cricket career going. What have you achieved on the pitch?
No, nothing too high. I just enjoy my sport and cricket, and get to run around through the summer doing that, and then, work with footy through the winter, which is good fun. So,
We've got two pretty bright blokes, or three actually, including myself. But I mean, it's no easy feat achieving a degree in physiotherapy. Did you have another plan in mind, or was it always going to be you wanted to be a physio?
My path from school was one way, mate. I wasn't good on the tools, so I was straight to uni.
Soft hands.
Yeah, soft hands, softest in town. Physio was always the way. I had a little, I guess, I think about some paramedics or some sort of kind of emergency-based role for a little bit, but I always came back to physio, and then that was doubled down, going back and doing some postgrad stuff in sports physio, and then you fall in love with it a bit more, and then getting exposure with our stuff at the Titans this year like that. That's that current too that keeps you involved, and.
And just on that, everyone knows we've got an affiliation with the Gold Coast Titans. Obviously, in the premier competition in the NRL at our level, is that an aspiration or a dream is that something like a pathway for you guys? Because as players, like in the Host Plus Cup, a lot of our guys have either come back from NRL systems or they're aspiring to get into NRL systems. Is that something that you two aspire to do, get into an NRL system with an NRL club?
Yeah, I could speak for myself only, I guess, but yeah, that'd be the dream. But whatever journey it takes, if it happens and when it happens, I'm in no rush to get there, mate. I think that working at the elite level, that's a big deal. So I think when you get there, you want to be ready for it. So however long it takes us to get there, that's the dream. But yeah, no rush to get there at all.
Self, Nick?
I think, adding to that, it's good to see that pathway. So I think a lot of young physios want to work at that elite level, and obviously it takes a lot of work and a lot of experience to get there, but looking at the structure we've got with the Jets and working through the junior programs, working both with the men's and women's programs now, and then seeing that combination between, at the moment, the Host Plus Cup and that Titans team, it just shows that there's ways to progress, and hopefully some of the young physios here who enjoy some sporting stuff see that as well, and obviously we try and get them involved where we can, and just build that pathway up. And definitely working at that top level looks like fun. They obviously work hard, and potential for injury is probably a bit higher with that high level contact and everything, but it'd be fun to work at that level one day.
And Physioactive, it's not all about sport, it's not all about Jets and you two. But run us through a bit about what Physioactive is about. We're here in Ipswich. You service the whole community. We've got two of, arguably the most experienced physios in their field. What's it about for members of the public who maybe come across injuries? How do they come and see you guys here?
Oh, mate, the clinic's been it's been a stalwart in the community for, 30, 40 years now. The original owner, Darren Newman, set this place up in, I think it was 1988. And it was a two-man band in a GP clinic. And now it's developed to this massive multiplex centre where we cover all allied health services, and we've got over 40 staff. So it's a pretty big show now, and it's available to everyone, referral or not. They can come right in, and I'm pretty sure we've got a practitioner that can service any kind of presentation. They can come in, yeah.
Run us through a day in the life of a physio, because it's interesting for people myself. You are an athlete, and we get exposed to physios very regularly, but we don't actually go through the process of going to the physio. They're always coming up, well, what's a day in the life look like for you guys? Because it's not, you don't just see athletes. So what's a day look like?
They can be long days, Mo.
Yeah.
Especially if we're back in a day in the clinic to a day at training. But Nick and I work pretty similar schedules. I think we come in at 7 or 8, kick off, and we could see anywhere from 10 to 15, 16 clients a day, presenting with a multitude of different things, whether it's back pain, neck pain, post-operative presentations, headaches, you name it, it comes in. And then depending on your special interest, whether it's footy or sport or some home-based therapy or some hydrotherapy in the pool, you can be branching out there and coming in and out of the clinic doing that sort of stuff. But it's never the same. You're never seeing the same thing twice. I'm not sure what you think, Nick, but
Yeah, I think that's the beauty of our clinic is it is so varied in what we do. Like, we're fortunate we enjoy sport and we get to do a little bit of that as well, but we'll see everybody and anybody in and around that. So a day is always interesting, always exciting, because you could go from knee replacement, hip replacement into a young ankle that's been injured at footy. And also then just that multidisciplinary team. We're here in the Pilates studio and there's Pilates classes through the week. So working with the other clinicians who, work in this space, and then referring to the exercise physiologists up in the gym as well. So there's lots going on, but it keeps it exciting, and we have plenty of fun throughout the day as well, which is nice.
Good crew.
yeah, very good. Yeah,
Good crew. You sure?
he's all right.
So it's not just physiotherapy they offer here. Like, as you mentioned, there's so many strings to the bow. So, I mean, the Ipswich community, the Ipswich Jets are very lucky to have both of you guys on board. The Ipswich community are very lucky to have you guys here servicing them. And I'm sure, if anyone does need any sort of physio treatment, make sure we come down here to Physioactive. We've been really proud supporters and partners of the Ipswich Jets, and we thank you for that. So that's a wrap this week on the iCare Group Australia Ipswich Jets After the 80, proudly brought to you by the Jets Leagues Club, the #1 supporter of rugby league in your community.